America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary, because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
The Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public. Stay out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic. Remain on the sidewalk or across the street. Everyone must leave this restricted area and may be subject to detention or arrest for failing to depart the restricted area. Thank you.
The woke department. No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that shit.
Today was the first time in history that there was no color guard to greet a visiting Prime Minister of Israel. The first time in history. Forwarded from W.H. Grandpa.
Had to double track all day today and explaining to the citizens that no, we are adding value. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Yeah, you didn't. Well, I didn't know what I was saying. How did you put it? It was taken out of context. No, it wasn't. It was taken out of your underwear. That's what it was, man. You messed up, dude. So then he says, hey, Frank, Eddie says to you, today, Tuesday, the 30th, is the day that the banking extension ends, and the Asakuda system date is in effect now, and it's Tuesday, the day that the con votes, and also July salaries to be paid. So let's see what we see tomorrow and in the next few days. The rate is there. Look here, Mr. Frank, Iraq Stock Exchange. I've already said, so I'll just end it. Let me just say this. Iraq Stock Exchange sees a 46% jump in trading value. And then he gives me his opinion of why there was a 46% jump. But that leads into subjects that I don't talk to you about, like the second set of books.
Quantum Financial System, QFS, was successfully tested in the last 2 years with all 167 central banks and all very big banks for instant transactions. Everyone will have an account with compensation money, plus a quantum phone with years-lasting battery. Posted by Ashtar Light.
Hey guys, how you doing? I believe the RV either on Tuesday or Wednesday. The reason I believe it might be tomorrow is because today, early in the morning, Iraq announced they have liquidity problem to give out the salary for July. 3 hours later, they announced they are able to pay it tomorrow. It might be because of the RV. Also, if it didn't happen tomorrow, that means Wednesday, because on Wednesday is a government shutdown, plus it could be the reason for the RV to happen. Also, tomorrow is the last day for banks in Iraq to submit an agreement saying they will not violate the banking reform laws anymore. And if they did, they will be sanctioned and they'll pay fines. So that's the deadline for tomorrow. Also tomorrow in US, 100,000 federal agency will resign.
Just in, it's official. White House orders federal agencies to shut down. Politico, forwarded from Insider Paper on Telegram. And also, from a member. I have a personal contact in the U.S. military that is staffing Medbed centers as we speak. She said by the end of this year, they will be publicly available. Forwarded from Wolverine.
Our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby. California, with its weak and incompetent governor, has been particularly hard hit. Therefore, in order to solve this long-time, never-ending problem, I will be imposing a 100% tariff on any and all movies that are made outside of the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America Great Again. President DJT.
Stephanie STARR on X comments, "Let the global currency reset begin. Ending currency manipulation is the resetting of the tables." Majid on X forwarded this intel. Switzerland agrees with U.S. not to manipulate its currency. Rare joint statement with U.S. Treasury seen as green light for further currency intervention by Swiss Central Bank. The Swiss franc has surged this year as investors sought refuge from Trump's trade war.
And Mr. President, the next time you have something to say about me, say it to my face.
Deport all illegal aliens. I repeat, deport all illegal aliens.
You're right. Yes. University of California, Riverside has already perfected the ability to put human vaccines into our lettuce right now. Also tomatoes has the ability to do that also for UC Berkeley. And then Big Tobacco, RJ Reynolds and stuff has perfected the ability to put a human vaccine into tobacco products.
Chairman Clements? And is that even legal to do in the state of Tennessee, to sell those with a vaccine in them?
You're right. Well, I'm not arguing that point. What I'm saying is there is no law deeming those that when you go into a grocery store, you should know as a consumer, this head of lettuce is a head of lettuce. The head of lettuce right next to it could contain a vaccine in it. All we're saying is if it does have the vaccine in it, make sure it's listed as a pharmaceutical so people can get the proper dosage.
You're right. Thank you. Well, my question is right now, can you walk into a grocery store and there be a head of lettuce for sale that has a vaccine in it? I don't think that's allowed under state law presently. And if it is, and you have to list it as a pharmaceutical, are we going to then have Walgreens pharmacists with a refrigerated section? I mean, how's this going to play out?
You're right. Thank you. This is more of a consumer protection bill right here, is to make sure that if you're going in to buy tomatoes and there's a polio vaccine in there, that you are aware of what you're buying has a polio vaccine. The problem you have is if it's not treated as a pharmaceutical, being the size and difference between you and me, how many tomatoes do I have to eat to get the proper dosage versus how many tomatoes that you have to eat? And if you eat too many, do you get a overdose? If you eat too less,
Like we had in the cattle industry with aeromycin, we weren't dosing our cattle properly, and the horn flies were developing an immunity to it. If we don't have the proper dosage of a vaccine, it could lead to the efficacy of that drug not work anymore.
Note: the Supreme Court will continue to function as normal in the event of a government shutdown, just to clarify any confusion surrounding that possibility. Forwarded from Supreme Court Announcements and Decisions on Telegram. We're paying attention to the Treasury, and for notifications, ladies and gentlemen, our focus is different than those who have no idea about what we have been learning over the years. The culmination of Q, the answers to the posts, the desire for we the people to make a huge difference and fully create our new republic. A to Z Dreams will be here to make sure that we can all work together and make the best impact in our communities. Forwarded from Adam Stevens. Doctor on X commented, I am a doctor of 18 years experience. Today I resigned. I can no longer sit by and watch the system poison people and call I care. There's no cure at the pharmacy, but there is something that works. Frequency. Medbed technology is the future. There's no going back. P.S. Anyone with medical knowledge can train to be a medbed operator. They need to pass 2 tests. The first is operating the medbed. Doctors with medical knowledge, it may take them 1 weekend to pass the course. People with some medical knowledge, like nurses, it may take 18 months or up to 3 years to pass. However, all students need to pass the spiritual counseling course. They have to achieve 5th dimension to operate a medbed. How much they get paid is the same worldwide. Training is very strict. If you miss 1 course, you get 1 warning. The second time you don't appear for training and do not call, you're out. So if you train as a medbed operator, the training comes first before anything else. If you want to build and manage a medbed center, you need to wait until the Alliance military email or contact you to attend a conference. That's when you will know if you have been approved to manage a medbed center. Bruce from Big Call. 23,000 some hospitals being retrofitted for medbeds across the USA for use by the public starting around January 1st. Each hospital will have 2 to 4 medbeds in the hospital. This is to take place between now and the end of the year for the public to get started around 1st Jan 2026. The ones already there now are there for us. They're there for those who are in dire need and also there for ZIM holders. You can refer 6 people that you know in dire needs, regardless if they're ZIM holders or not, when you go into the medbed center for your appointment. By knowing you first, they will find out who else needs to come in. Get names, address, phone number, etc. if you can obtain that. You will be under an NDA for a certain period of time before you go in for the medbeds. Got this info yesterday. We did get confirmation that Doge monies, R&R, and tariff dividends are placed in our QFS accounts, to have been done Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday. President Trump had President of Israel in the White House yesterday to get a peace deal between Israel and Hamas. All in the Middle East region have signed off on the peace deal, but Hamas must agree to this or else serious consequences to be faced by Hamas from Israel. Think that will be peace between Israel and Hamas and Russia and Ukraine. Timing. Said we would get notifications when we get this peace accord from Israel and Hamas. GMA, Global Military Alliance, made up of 184 generals from around the world. 18 are USA generals. Pete Hegseth is in charge of this alliance. This group is determining when we get the green light to go. I do not know if all 184 have to agree, but our 18 generals must have a consensus to agree to get green light to go. Where are we? We have heard from several sources, including Redemption Center leaders, over 7 to 8 centers, that in their opinion, we will receive 800 numbers Wednesday or Thursday of this week. We are hearing that because the government is to shut down without a continuing resolution, if that is the status at this hour, at midnight EST, our government will shut down. Also at 1 a.m. in the morning, an hour later, that the restored Republic of the USA would come back. With this, we get the new aspect of our government tied in with Nasara, get a new USN currency, get along with things going forward. Could get an EBS programming that may come up on the 3rd through the 6th, Friday through Monday this weekend, but if that happens, it could be covered for us going for our exchanges. There is a possibility of tomorrow or Thursday. Bruce's gut says Thursday, maybe tomorrow, but Thursday looks good to get notified to get started over the weekend. Makes sense, especially if the EBS kicks off. Bruce is excited on where we stand. P.S. I know some of you guys can't stand Bruce. Remember, he's only a messenger, so be kind. Also, if you and your 6 or 10 contacts, Wolverine quoted 10, have your Medbed appointments, don't just write their names down on your list. If they don't know anything about the Medbeds, you have to explain the Medbed procedure. If you don't, and the operator from the Medbed Center calls and your contacts are not expecting a call from the Medbed Center, they will apologize and hang up. You and your family will be under NDA until the public is informed. You and your contactees will have to disappear, and they will need to quit their jobs because they will look different. And finally, the Medbed Center will ask your contactees how they will support themselves financially. If they are not financially sponsored, the Medbed appointment will be canceled. This information comes from Sky Prince or Carrie Ann. I always share her information. Any questions, please comment. Forwarded from CARPATHIA.
This is our week, guys. I had tears this morning, knowing that at last we will be free in a few days. God bless you all. Wolverine.
TNT Tony Intel for September 29th, 2025. The summary: good weekend. They started paying people on Friday in 10 different areas. They also paid people on Saturday. On Sunday, they called their people and put them on hold. They were told the exchange would begin in the afternoon. The banks are calling their senior people. They said the Bolivar isn't being exchanged. Hopefully, tomorrow morning through October 3rd, 2025 will be our time. The agencies are celebrating in New York because 100% of everything has been completed. The banks are paying in cash, not SKRs. Tony was told this morning at 5 a.m. that he would receive the 800 number today. He hasn't received it yet. Tony asked what the window is. The answer was, rates are still high. Wells Fargo, Chase, HSBC, Citibank, and the Bank of England are paying. Tony will come and give us updates on what others are trading. Security will be very important. Check with your state lottery office and ask about the security class. The banks have a window. Hopefully we'll get ours soon. It's done. We await our call. End of summary. P.S. Yes, I know some of you may not like TNT Tony. I myself don't agree with some things Tony talks about, but at the end of the day, he does have some great contacts.
Ashtar Sharon. As of today, we are very close to the new reality, 9/28/25. Beloved Emmanuel and Pastora, I am Ashtar Sharon, reverential peace. I am here to give you information about all the service we have performed from the ships, from all the commands, all the coordination. Everything worked optimally. Great work was done on the planet in all its environments, seas, rivers, lakes, in the air, in the elementals, on Mother Earth. All the energy from above radiating toward the great funnel was a great blessing, together with our beloved incarnated brothers from the commands, what you have called the White Hats. Great work has been done within all the rotten structures, as Mother told you. Great work has been done in the tunnels, tearing down and unblocking all the negativity from all those places. All the ships, many ships, thousands and thousands radiating from the skies, from above, all in unison, working on different fronts. Brothers of the ships, many made contact, descended physically to the planetary level, and worked on all structures. At the subsoil level, the seas, the air, all the technological systems of the negative forces, at the level of effludia, of all density, at the level of all systems. It was a great joint effort. The commands and the Galactic brothers played a part, and together we made the whole. The great energy of compression, of release, thus strengthening the great process of ascension, placing the planet in other higher dimensional orbits. Humanity also received the influx of all this energy. It is like an energetic cocktail specially formulated to help everyone. Humanity is going to begin to awaken now en masse. This planetary cleansing that has been carried out will allow you to see the whole picture more clearly, and all that energy will begin to flow in your bodies, in your hearts. You will begin to see with other crystals through your physical eyes and the eyes of your soul. I thank all the commands, all the beings of light who came from other systems, from other universes, from Cassiopeia, from all those places to do this great work with force. All the energy has been installed and will continue to work. The planet's electromagnetic field will begin to flow more harmoniously. The Earth's axis has been straightened, and the displacement has decreased significantly. It was a very successful work. Let's wait, as the Mother says. for all the energies to settle. Metatron's cube. All the paradise children intervened. The presence of Father Mother Adonai was vital. All the masters, all the beings of light, their entire presence was key. Coordination was carried out down to the smallest detail for the good of humanity, the process, and the divine plan. This reality will soon close, and we will make the great contact of all galactics with humanity for the new reconstruction in this new stage. Together, we can all make it. It will be an advanced civilization, because they will be in contact with beings from other systems, and they will be able to reach the planet and establish galactic brothers and sisters. This mutual aid is very close to this great reality. Beloved, I thank you all. I thank you all for this great moment, this great service. From my heart, I send my love to all for your great participation and your great planetary service. I am Ashtar Sharon. Inverential peace, beloved. Emmanuel and Pastora, Servium, Erx, 9/28/25.
Dear chosen ones, may this small prayer bring you comfort and strength as you navigate your day. It is an encouraging prayer for all of you as we wait for the moment of our blessing. Heavenly Father, thank you for the gift of this new day. As I step into it, I ask for your guidance, strength, and peace to fill my heart. Help me to face challenges with courage and grace, and to embrace the blessings you have placed before me. May my words and actions reflect kindness, love, and compassion toward others. Grant me wisdom in my decisions and patience in moments of uncertainty. Let your light shine through me, bringing hope and encouragement to those I encounter. I place my trust in you, knowing that your plans are good and your love is unending. Amen. Carpathia. Ascension is not for all souls. This is the most important incarnation of our entire evolutionary walk, the passing from darkness into the light. The messages we hear say everyone is ascending with the Earth to the fifth dimension. That simply isn't true. In fact, the closer we get to the moment of transition, the more will not go. Ascension is not for all souls at this time, because each soul chose its own path before coming into this life. Some choose to rise with the Earth into higher dimensions, while others chose different lessons, different experiences, and different realms. This is not an error. This is not a loss. It is the fulfillment of each soul's free will. May every challenge you face reveal hidden strength and wisdom within you.
I'm proud of anyone breaking the cycle, healing their inner child, learning how to regulate their emotions. People don't talk about how much humility it takes. Inner work goes unnoticed and unrecognized. I see you.
Some of your battles aren't even about you. They're about your bloodline. You're carrying the weight of things your mother never fought. You're breaking patterns your father passed down. You're standing in the fire of generations that tried to swallow you whole. That's why it feels so heavy. That's why it hurts so bad. Because you were trusted to be the one who ends it, to interrupt the cycle, to draw the line. It's not just a fight, it's a rewrite. Keep going.
Dare to be real. When you express your true self, a lot of people get offended. They can even blame you for their own triggers. The path of being true to yourself is the path of being a mirror. It's not a path of comforting others, but the absolute opposite of that. You show people what they've been running away from. You make them question their own existence, and that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. Accountability is not something that people are a fan of. On the contrary, we have been conditioned to be really good at pointing fingers at others, but that only makes us increasingly fake and ignorant. Never drift off from your true self just to make others comfortable. Your mere existence brings a huge shift in the collective consciousness when you stay true to yourself. Dare to be a real soul in this fake world.
According to Cherokee stories, the Moon-Eyed people were an enigmatic race with pale skin and radiant eyes, said to have descended from the sky.